Hello and welcome back to Crafting Corner. This is Kat. In this episode, you're watching me do the first 3 rounds of purple, Big Twist purple, for the second rainbow blanket in this project. I'm still on the fence as to whether or not I'm going to do a third rainbow blanket. It would be a double rainbow blanket, which is cream, purple to red, gray, and then red to purple, and then cream on the outside. Not entirely sure if I'm going to do it that way or not. Mostly because I still have a lot of yarn. I still haven't figured out, what my next blanket's going to be. If I'm going to do another blanket or if I'm going to focus on other projects for this piece. Sorry, hiccup. But we'll see. So, I like working with my hands to the point of I like the crochet aspect. I can focus on something else while I'm crocheting, and it makes it a little bit easier. Cross stitch and diamond art, I have to focus on the pattern more so than focus on whatever else I want to focus on. So the last episode I was talking about perimenopause and anger and the emotions that come out of perimenopause. I have been on birth control twice, 3 times actually. First with pills, which led to extreme rates of suicidal ideation and anger issues, and you could see the fluctuations in my hormones as the month went on, which I guess is basic birth control anyway. I never actually had a conversation with anyone about that specific part. Then I had the next one on, which unfortunately for me, it was every other week. My cycle was every other week. It was not as emotionally hormonal as birth control pills, but it was not what I wanted to spend my life doing. So I had the next one on removed. Then I went to the IUD. That was the biggest mistake of my life. I had hormonal rages. I had suicidal spirals that, universe help me, if it had not been for my child, I wouldn't be here. I will wholeheartedly say that. And if you're listening to this and you are on an IUD and you have been through those spirals, and it's okay to get that taken out. There are other methods for birth control besides an IUD, besides Nexplanon, and besides birth control pills. I'm going to say condoms are a thing. Please use them if you need to. They make really good female condoms these days too. But hormone replacement therapy may not be an option for me because of the hormones that I have gone through and how badly those the lowest dosed hormone birth control throws me out of whack and puts me into an anger spiral and a suicidal spiral so badly. I don't know if I can take hormone replacement therapy. I don't know what my options are as far as perimenopause goes. My doctor won't even talk about it because I'm only 37. I don't have a mom to go to say, hey, by the way, when did you go through this? Because 7 years, she died at 44. And that was in 2001. So that was 23 years ago. She was 44. I don't know what her signs or symptoms were. I don't have my great grandma to ask. I don't have my grandmother to ask. And every family member that I've talked to is like, yeah, that's fairly normal. You're a little young for that, but that's fairly normal. And I'm really tired of people telling me that I'm too young to be going through menopause. I'm really tired of that fact. My cycle is 2 to 3 days long. It used to be a week. I now have more anger issues. I now have more irritability. I have less patience. Those are classic signs of perimenopause. In any review or research paper you look at, those are classic signs of issues. And my doctor wants to put me on Zoloft. He wants to put me on Zoloft, and he actually did a prescription for it. I think I've got it somewhere. I've never gone to go pick it up. As I don't want to be on anxiety medication. I don't want to be on any mind-altering medication, especially after going through a year of being of secondhand pot for the last year. I didn't smoke it. It wasn't me. It was my roommate's kid. It just where they were smoking it, I came in contact with it way more often than I should have. My daughter came in contact with it way more than she should have. I think there's withdrawal symptoms going through both of us at this point. I know with pot, the studies are not fully done and fully conducted as to withdrawal symptoms from the drug. But for me, it feels a lot of withdrawal symptoms. She's going through behavioral issues. I'm going through behavioral issues on top of everything else that I'm dealing with. So it's a thing. Life is a thing. I've talked to mom groups. I've been in mom groups where I've said, hey, how do you guys deal with this? And a couple people have suggested hormone replacement therapy, and I'm scared. I'm so scared. Because what if it's another spiral? What if it's the similar situation to the IUD? What if it's a similar situation to regular birth control? And I get that I won't know until I actually go through the process. But this stuff's scary. Like, nobody talks about how scary this is. You are literally trying to change normal processes within a person because the world doesn't revolve around that person's issues. And I get that it shouldn't. I understand that, wholeheartedly understand that it shouldn't. The world doesn't work like that. It just doesn't. There does not seem to be any sort of support that I have found in my own life to help navigate this. And I'm sure there's groups out there on Facebook and social media, but there's nothing physical. There's nobody to go to outside of my therapist to say, hey, I'm having a problem today. So this is what I do. I craft and I talk. And maybe somebody will get something out of it. Maybe somebody will feel a little less alone and know that they're not going crazy. It happens. Things happen. Some of us get hit with it a little bit harder than other people. And that's okay. We're still human. We're still worthwhile. We're still worth loving. I don't feel any of that today, though. I really don't. So, thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for listening to me. And I'm going to go cry for a second because I have to get back to work. Thanks, guys.